You are listening to Heroes of New Halcyon, a City of Mist game, Arc 1, Episode 5, No One's Laughing in the Background, Part 2. Hello there, and welcome to another session of Heroes of New Halcyon, our City of Mist game for current and actual plays. I am your MC, Caleb Wade. My pronouns are he, they, and with me are just the greatest four people that have not annoyed me in the slightest for pushing up timetables, and it's all fine. I would like all of you to introduce yourselves, who you're playing, and you know, what the vibe is for this session. Let's start with Ash.
Hi, I'm Ash. He, him pronouns, as well as my character Fern. Vibes for this session. Having been essentially called out as the outsider out of the people who were under Althea's wing at the funeral, and then just seeing his first display of actual like overt powers from Minerva, just strutting away from the podium with like fiery wings out, going like, what the fuck. Yeah, things are going great.
Speaking of the culprit at hand, Angela.
I do what I want. Hello there.
Sure you
My
do.
name. I know. I do what I want. But just because I do that doesn't mean I avoid repercussions. Anyways, my name is Angela. I use she/her pronouns, and I'll be playing Minerva Mini Oriana, who overall vibe in this is actually, despite what her player might have of some level of impish, unrepentant
Impish
lack
glee.
of guilt. Impish glee is a good way of putting it. No, I think she's probably in a very vulnerable kind of state of like, I probably best to put it as like, I will be in mom mode if only for the sake of making this easier for everyone else. And by mom mode, I mean if any of you in an institutional capacity go after anyone I care about, I will mess you up. But that's about it. Her hand was forced, she felt.
Alana.
Hi, I'm Alana. I go by she, they pronouns, and I'm playing Kate. Just Kate, no last name, who goes by she, her pronouns. And for this session, I mean, the general vibe is, well, dang, I gotta take care of Kanchana, who just stumbled out of the funeral a mess. Which is gonna be interesting to see, since their relationship is, strained, to say the least. And they haven't talked in the last 6 years.
And speaking of, last but certainly not least, Theta.
Hi, I'm Theta. I use they, them pronouns, and I'm playing Kanchana Palpaikul, who's a she, they pronouns. Is kind of is a disaster, and for the first time, I think, ever, is drunk in front of Kate, and probably Minerva is drunk in front of a lot of people she has never been drunk in front of. So.
Well, speaking of drunkenness, overt displays of power, and mom modes, y'all, what happened last session?
We fucked shit up!
I'm tempted to say what didn't happen.
Plenty of things didn't happen. We didn't kill anybody.
Fair.
We just killed each other's
fair.
emotions, like, very, very deeply.
If we want an actual summary, I'll happily do that as a way of wrangling our oral cats currently screaming.
Okay,
around
Mom,
here.
go for it.
Ugh, Mom.
Eat your vegetables, honey.
I love vegetables.
So, a lot of the
Plan
group
your
is pretty
retirement
much,
properly.
at least for Minerva and Kate's sort of experience coming back was a lot of like very tender meeting with one another, having a like almost like big sis, little sis kind of moment of chatting about some very painful things with what the experience of coming back, just being around people in general, but also like being here specifically for the purpose of wishing Althea off, and all of the emotions simmering beneath the surface, from what I gather, at least for Kate, about all of that and being sent away. That kind of culminated in Kate and also Kanchana having a very public and very direct, if it's fair to say, confrontational kind of takes on how they felt about Althea's presence in the community and how people were talking about her in a way that felt not lying, but it still felt kind of disingenuous, like it was avoiding a lot of things where she failed or made mistakes. I feel like that categorizes a lot of from what I understand other people went through, and for Minerva it was just a lot of deciding to give her own take on the whole experience, and also publicly give a display of her abilities in front of. You want to detail how many people Minerva just displayed powers in front of Caleb? I've lost track of how many.
30 people, including Fern's classmate Rhiannon, Constance Sinclair, Althea's partner for a decade, Police Commissioner Meredith Crane, Detective Luz Costas, and I don't believe I gave the name of the other gent there in the navy suit.
I don't think you did.
Good.
Yeah, I don't think you ever did. Yeah.
Good.
Also displayed powers right in front of Fern, who's never actually seen actual powers before.
Oh, and Kanchana's dad.
Yeah, my dad! Who knows I have powers, but still.
That's my dad. Boogie woogie
My
woogie.
dad! Poor man is sitting somewhere in the audience watching all of this go down.
Yeah.
I love that at a
Almost-
funeral it's an audience.
Probably
listen.
probably
what
headed.
we did was practically a performance.
I mean, he's probably sitting there with his hand in his, like, his face in his hand, just like after Kanchana just like went off.
Unironically, I'm not sure Kanchana's dad has ever seen them drunk, because Kanchana's like a fairly well-behaved kid, so the fact that Kanchana showed up like that is probably not the greatest.
Yeah, he's probably like,
Like,
where the fuck did I go
what
wrong?
the fuck is my kid doing?
Full
This is my graduate
transparency.
student child.
Full transparency, he knew that Kanchana was drunk when he left.
Oh, I figure she had been drinking for a bit there.
And so, with all of this stuff happening, we pick up back at the funeral at Toombs Manor in the district of Umbra Plaza of New Halcyon City. In the main room, where 3 of our characters have stepped out, the people there slowly start to take Minerva's display as a maybe we should go. maybe oof. And there's a lot of talking amongst people. People are standing. Constance is sort of trying to calmly state that there is an area that's been set up in the foyer where refreshments will be held, and to thank everyone for coming. And as Fern and Rhiannon stand, Fern, are you still holding Rhiannon's hand?
Yeah, but I don't think Fern. It's not like a conscious thought that he's still holding Rhiannon's hand. It's just like he held Rhiannon's hand when they had, like, basically called him out as being the outsider of the
new boy.
the new boy, and then essentially just forgot that he was holding Rhiannon's hand when at Angela's speech and then display of
Minerva's speech. Yeah,
Minerva's. But yeah, so it's like it's not. He's still holding the hand. It's not so much a conscious thing, though.
Rhiannon sort of leans in, and to do so, they kind of have to like stand on their tippy toes because you are 6 something and they are 5'7". And they just go, do you still want to hold my hand, or is it just a thing?
Fern looks down at the hands and is like, huh. I don't know.
And that's okay. I'm okay with it.
Space. Damn it, Angela.
For the listeners at home, Angela in the chat said Fern just went Space Cat there for a few seconds. So as you are considering what to do, the woman you know as Police Commissioner Meredith Crane walks up to you with Detective Luz Costas. And she starts by saying, I am terribly sorry for your loss, Mr. Clark. Althea was a very good woman.
Yeah, she was.
I was going to tell Minerva this, but after that display, I believe that she would not want any sort of conversation with me. I wanted to let you know that we have a suspect in custody.
Okay.
His name is Garrett Dorn. Fern? Roll for me and investigate real quick. Don't worry about adding tags, just add 2.
Just add 2.
This is fairly obvious.
So just manually add in +2 and investigate. Great success as a 10.
You notice, and you can you gain 2 clues towards this. You notice that when the commissioner says Garrett Dorn, the detective reacts immediately, silently, but she looks confused. Almost incredulous at that. But the commissioner does not seem to notice.
So what I'm essentially hearing is she just threw out a name or something?
That could be it. And that name could have significance to this detective.
But the name doesn't mean anything to me specifically?
No.
Okay.
You
cool,
never
cool.
heard of this man. I want to let you know that if there is anything that I can do to help with, well, anything. And out of her blazer pocket, she hands you a card with her number on it, just Meredith Crane, police commissioner, and her number. Don't hesitate to call.
Thank you.
Well, we best make ourselves scarce, shall we, detective? Right. Right, Commissioner. I'm sorry for your loss. And the 2 walk out, completely past the reception area and out of the manor. the man in the navy suit also, like a few moments afterwards, the man in the navy suit that was sitting near them walks out as well.
Fern just pockets the card for now.
Rhiannon sort of goes, "You saw that, right?"
Yeah, that was a bit. Either she just threw out a name or like a random name and didn't let that detective know, or that's someone else. That was just weird. That was just weird.
Yeah. When I get back to campus, I could look into it for you. If only if you want me to, and I know that all of this is it's a lot. And Rhiannon's sort of like grip in like this continued handhold sort of like wavers a little bit.
I mean, if you want to, sure. Though at the same time, given the reaction that detective had to police commissioner saying that name, I have bad vibes from that. So I'll just say be careful if you do decide to look into it.
I will. Rhiannon lets go of your hand for a moment and then hugs you.
Fern leans into the hug. He leans into it.
Do you want to get out of here? I mean, it's got to be someplace, right?
Yeah. I have a feeling that well, Theta put it pretty clearly that I'm the outsider.
Kanchana.
I'm just looking at.
I know, it's hard.
Kanchana made it kind of clear that I'm the outsider of the group, and I have a feeling they're all going to be in the reception area.
Do you want to try to talk to them? You don't have to, but I don't know. I mean, I don't have siblings, so I don't know what it's like.
I neither did I. I'm still not all that great at talking to people.
And to make it worse, Constance walks over to you. I saw you talking to the police commissioner. Are you okay? What did she say to you? Are there any updates to the case or?
She was just giving condolences and said that they had a suspect in custody. Someone named Garrett Dorn.
I don't recognize that name.
Yeah, I mean, granted, the detective that was with them, when the commissioner said Garrett Dorn, it seemed like that the detective either didn't know that they already had the suspect or knew knew the sus. It was weird. It was weird when the commissioner said the suspect's name, and then the detective seemed like it seemed they had an incredulous look on their face.
Well, I suppose the stage has more and more surprises. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't think we've met. Constance Sinclair, Rhiannon Wilkes. I'm Fern's classmate. Oh, classmate. So you and Constance immediately looks at you, Fern.
Yeah. The classmate that was was there for me when I heard the news about Althea.
So are you two a? Well, I and then Rhiannon immediately starts blushing.
Fern is like, I don't know. Relationships are still new to me.
Well,
God
you
damn
you
it, Kate.
two.
Are you two project partners? God damn
You
it,
two.
Kate.
Everyone in the chat just coming for this boy. Goodness. Just because people aren't in the scene doesn't mean they can't react, and I'll call it out when I can. For the listeners at home who do not have a visual component to this, Constance sort of like places one hand on Rhiannon's shoulder and one hand on yours, Fern. You two get out of here. I'll deal with all this.
Okay.
It was lovely meeting you, Miss Sinclair. So, Fern, do you leave?
Yeah. We leave, and I guess. I mean, the only other place other than like street alley hideouts that may or may not still be there is the Hollow. So it just kind of like gives Rhiannon directions to the Hollow.
As you two
Because
are
to him,
walking at
for him, it's still just a very exclusive private gym.
Yep. So as you two are walking out, Minerva, Kanchana, and Kate, you see Fern and his friend Rhiannon walking out. Do you try to stop him in any way? Do you try to talk? What are you three doing?
I'll be honest, I don't think Kanchana's in a state to really notice, like, fully register. Like, I think maybe they see it, it doesn't click in their head, like, that's Fern, that's whoever Fern came with. They're walking out, they're gonna leave.
Mm-hmm.
Kanchana's kind of like drunk still and on the thought of coffee.
I mean, honestly, I feel like even if she did like fully process it, I personally have a feeling that she wouldn't go over.
I don't think she would know what to do. I think she might go like, maybe I should, because she didn't say that in bad faith to Fern. More of a like, I met you like a week ago for the first time, and we had one conversation, and that was it. I don't know who you are. So like, I think maybe she would, but maybe she wouldn't. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think Kate would definitely be, kind of wrapped up in Kanchana's drama here. But as a telepath, she has little feelers out just because something has been off this whole funeral, right? It's a funeral. Something's going to be off. So I think maybe she would pick up on an image of the hollow kind of running through Fern's brain and whip her head around and
Fern,
try to get a
would the
better
hollow
sense
be
of...
on the surface of your thoughts?
I mean, if you're
As you
going
really-
there, I would assume.
I mean, yeah, because like,
It's
yeah,
the only other place you know.
Yeah, it's like his like images of like, I guess essentially images of like the Shree Alley hideouts that he used to frequent that may or may not still be there.
Ooh, I think
And then-
I think I know a fun way how to describe this. So, Kate,
Oh.
as you've got your feelers out, you sort of lose yourself for a moment as these images of like back alleys, hideouts, hidden places, nooks and crannies that you've never realized were even in this city. Sort of like a slideshow, just thought no, thought no, thought no, thought no, 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 no. And these places keep moving until you see the outside of the hollow. It's as if it's like this last slide of a PowerPoint presentation. And as you turn, Fern is the one thinking it. Feel free to disagree with me on this, Ash, but I kind of feel like as Fern is like really wanting to walk out, he like, I find it's like you two get out of here, cool. Fern takes Rhiannon's hand and just go. I need to get my goth. We're leaving. But if that's not the vibe,
I mean, if the hands are there, probably he still knew that this he wouldn't know do or not or do maybe.
that's fair. So I think Fern is just like really just trying to get out, and Rhiannon's following as closely behind as possible.
More or less, yeah.
Yeah.
I think Kate might recognize that they're going to the hollow, and she does not. Obviously, she's been out of the loop for a bit, but maybe that's enough of a sign to her to be like, oh crap, something is going to go wrong here. Like maybe he shouldn't bring his girlfriend to the hollow.
Rhiannon goes
Partner.
by they, them pronouns.
Thank you for correcting me.
No
I
worries.
need to keep a notebook. Yeah, so I think that she'd probably like, hey, I thought the whole thing was we don't bring our partners back because it's a secret. I mean, not so secret anymore, but at least a little bit secret. So maybe she probably props Kanchana up against a wall and makes a move to walk towards
like, stay.
Fern. Yeah. You can slump against this corner, but stay.
Oh, stay with me.
Don't
I'll be right
go.
back.
Don't go. Don't leave me here with these people. I don't want to talk to them.
I'll be right back. It's okay. I'll be right back.
That's rude.
Here's more coffee.
I will
Look at the
say
coffee.
as Kate leaves, we see I imagine the shot is focused on Kate, and in the background we see Kanchana's dad start to walk up to Kanchana.
No!
Girl, that's what you get for drinking.
Oh, she.
Kanchana's not normally like that.
So, Kate, you move to intercept Fern. Minerva, what are you doing?
I am being spoken to now in this moment, so I'm getting myself
yes,
together.
me.
Yes, me. No, I think actually, despite having made such a public display and such, I think she has actually been waiting. She is waiting in the like reception hall sort of area. I think she's actually kind of doing the whole. She's playing very strongly to the whole dutiful daughter kind of role right now, in the sense of like, even if she's caused some awkwardness with folks wanting to leave immediately, she's still like, if they're heading out, thanking them for taking the time to leave and such, while still keeping an eye on Kate and also on Kanchana. So I think she's probably aware of if Fern is leaving at some point, and if Fern is amenable to her coming up to him to speak just for a moment, it's I think she'll go up and say, my apologies for any discomfort you might have had throughout all of this. I know that this is not exactly the most welcoming of ways to be involved in with all of us, but if I may be allowed just a tiny bit more of awkwardness or discomfort, I will say that you and your friend, I think she says the word friend with that kind of tone. Like, whatever this is, she's not going to push, because her in her mind, her intent is not to make Fern be like, hey, who's that? Why aren't you telling us? Why aren't you telling us about them? I think she feels like if he's an outsider, she has the exact opposite aim for her words than maybe Kanchana might have had without meaning to, which is,
or Kate might have now.
Or Kate might have now, which is, if he is an outsider, but Althea wanted him to be part of the family, then that's enough for me. Then he deserves to have a home. He shouldn't feel like he has to be kicked out or feel like he's excluded just because he doesn't know that much. Plenty of people don't know that much about this, and I wouldn't necessarily toss them out as a result of that. So I think
Rhiannon,
she would just
Rhiannon sort of looks between the two of you. I'm gonna get the car started.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. I'll meet you out there.
It was lovely meeting you, and like Rhiannon is just really trying to like, I don't need to be in the middle of this.
fair. Yeah, it's fair.
Yeah, very, very, very much.
Like, there's. Do I want to do this? Do I have my?
Do
I
it.
do have my coin. I do have my handy dandy divination coin.
Why would you even ask if you want to do it? You know you want to do it.
In front of Minerva, Rhiannon sort of like places the hand on Ash's shoulder. I've done it. Fern,
Yo, go for that. Fern's shoulder.
It's been a long week, okay?
Yeah.
So Rhiannon puts a hand on Fern's shoulder and gives just that warm smile that Fern knows before leaving to start the car.
Cute. This is all cute. Being distracted by our chat, commiserating over BIPOC family woes, and also this whole thing being cute. So I have Fern in front of me, correct?
Yep.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, I think
you also know that Kate is starting to move on. Actually, Kate, I have a question for you.
Yes. Sorry.
Fern and Rhiannon have been separated. Are you still going to Fern, or do you want to go for Rhiannon?
Oh boy. Well, Kate would see Minnie talking to Fern.
Mm-hmm.
And having full confidence in Minnie would probably be like, okay, she's got this. I'm going to reach out with my mind and just kind of see what Rhiannon is, just on the surface. I'm not going to probe, just kind of like look in the window of her mind.
Their mind.
Gosh dang it. Okay, their mind, sorry.
So Kate tries to reach into Rhiannon's mind to see what the surface thoughts are. Roll for me and investigate.
Investigate. Should I?
Feel free to suggest power tags, and if there's anything related to your telepathy.
One of her power tags is read minds, so let's just throw that on in.
Mm-hmm.
Investigate. Here we go. Is that a mild success?
It's a mild success.
Okay.
That should have been with a power of 1. That's weird. It has it as a power of 0. Hold on, let me go ahead and
I don't know what's going on in general with my computer today. It is not playing by the rules.
So that's a 9, which is a mild success. So you can you get 1 clue to ask me a question about the subject of your investigation, or ask another player a relevant question about their character that isn't applicable here. You can also choose 1. Your investigation exposed you to dangers. The clues you get are fuzzy, incomplete, or part true, part false. Whoever or whatever you are asking the questions can ask you 1 question as well. You answer on the same terms.
I kind of want to dig deeper into Rhiannon's mind here. So I'm going to use that clue to ask you, really, what are their motivations?
Their motivation is to be there for Fern because they know what it's like to lose a parent.
Ooh.
And no one, in their mind, should be alone during that.
Has Fern been told about the parent?
You only get 1.
Dang it! Well, I guess clarifying from previous episodes. No. Okay. All right, well, I'm going to go right up to Rhiannon.
So, Kate, you walk up to Rhiannon. As they are walking out, and you two walk outside as a crack of thunder comes across the sky, and it starts
Spooky.
to rain. Rhiannon sort of mutters, "The one time I didn't bring an umbrella." Great.
Well, since Kate walked here, she did bring an umbrella. Can I get away with that?
For now.
Sweet. So, Kate, being the responsible older person that she is, checked the weather before walking and brought an umbrella with her. Kate pops open the umbrella and says to them, do you need... I can help you get to your car if you'd like.
Oh, thank you. You're Kate, right?
I am Kate.
Yeah,
That's me.
What you said to Fern was a bit harsh.
Yeah, if he's gonna be in this family, that's pretty par for the course. But I mean, I heard it. I haven't been around people for a while. And that's how I talk to myself. So not an excuse.
And I assume you two are like walking, and as I say, you walk behind Rhiannon's car, and Kate, you notice that the county plate or whatever, the county is different from the county that New Halcyon is under.
Oh, so from around here, or?
I go to school in the next town over.
Oh, but like, you're not from around here.
I mean, it's like at most a 15-minute drive.
That's cool. That's cool. How did you meet little Fern? How'd you get to know him?
We're classmates. We share some college courses together. And Rhiannon starts the car and then gets back out of it. Thank you for the umbrella.
You're welcome. It. I just wanted to check in and make sure that you were doing okay, considering your own family history kind of thing.
What?
Bye.
No. And then Rhiannon stands back in front of you. What did you mean by that?
Funerals are hard.
You didn't mention funerals. You mentioned my family history.
Funerals are in everybody's family history. Kate is just like sweating bullets at this point, like, oh crap, I couldn't keep things straight again.
So let me ask you a question.
Open book.
I assume you have powers too. And considering that you mentioned my family history when we spent, maybe 2 to 3 minutes actually interacting, I would assume it's something mental.
I mean, it's safe to assume that powers run in this family, so... You were at the funeral, yeah.
Rhiannon is staring daggers at you, Kate.
Understandably. I kind of fucked up a little bit.
Look, I don't know what you want to do with this power of yours, but it is incredibly fucked up for you to look into anyone's head without their consent.
I agree. I agree with you. And I do apologize. So I wasn't digging. I was really trying to get a read on Fern. Just to see what was going on and
Kate,
I think the way to put it is static. What? Am I digging?
Kate?
No, I was not digging. Nope.
Kate,
I mean, now
me,
you definitely are digging yourself into a hole.
Yes.
Roll for me a convince at a -2 because Rhiannon has given you the status suspicious of you.
Okay. I do have the power tag of mental suggestion. Could I throw that in there?
Oh, that's gonna help.
Maybe. I don't know.
Okay. Well, do you want... I will say...
Jedi mind trick.
I will say if this roll fails,
Mm-hmm.
or even you'll have to get a great success. Because if this fails, or if this gets a mild success, Rhiannon will know.
Okay, cool.
If you want to use that power tag.
Okay. Do I have anything else? Nope. Okay. Here we go. Convince. Dun da da. Extreme failure. What did I get? Why is this not working?
Wait. Try it again. I had your character sheet up looking at your text.
Okay.
But you got an extreme failure?
No, I was just panicking. Why? Okay. You know what? I'm just gonna...
Okay. Do you want me to try rolling it for you?
Yes, please.
Okay, so in your character sheet, I will go -2. Convince.
I just think that's just rude. Oh,
That
come
is a
on.
miss. That is a 1.
Okay.
Wait,
So,
Wait,
her
what?
roll did come through.
oh, did it? Oh,
Did it?
Yes,
well,
it was just
never
delayed.
mind.
I think it's just
That
a
was
connection issue. So it is a mild success.
But it
Oh,
did not
really? Because
add.
it's
But it did not add the -2.
Oh, so it is still a miss. Yep,
Yep.
it's a miss.
That would be a 6.
on my end. Just so you know, it is just showing rolling 0 + 0 + 0 + 0 + 0. Just
Oh, for the power. Yeah,
Yeah.
it does that.
no, I mean like for that whole side. That's all it's showing for me.
Yeah, no, if you hover over that side, that's just it's unknowable.
Okay, so I missed.
You miss. You say, Kate, you're trying to have the position. Oh, I wasn't digging. I just wanted to know more about Fern. Rhiannon just goes, so you're reading Fern's mind without consent too?
No.
I don't believe you.
You know, there's some things that it's not like reading, but you can't help it. It's like it's like walking past a TV. Does that make sense? I'm not, it's like, oh, that's interesting for a second, and then you move on. And you just don't even.
So why didn't you move on?
I did. But you still get some information.
Having a conversation with me in the rain, just happening to have an umbrella, after trying to read my mind and ask me about and learn about my family history, which is none of your fucking business. That's your moving on?
Yeah. It's hard to explain.
Sounds pretty simple to me. And Rhiannon will walk from under the umbrella in the rain back into the manor.
Well, shit.
While this is going on, Minerva and Fern, what was your conversation about?
I think Minerva would just be trying to catch Fern's attention, and just sort of be walking up to him and being like, so that was a lot.
Yeah, you have fire wings?
It's just something that I have access to. It's among a set of things, actually.
Okay, yeah.
Listen, this
Real quick, Kanchana. Kanchana was pulling herself out of the bushes earlier. I didn't see them come in.
by all accounts, they probably teleported here.
Interesting. I will be honest, Fern's, upon hearing like teleporting, his first thoughts are like, how can one use that in parkour and be like extra badass?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, like, Kanchana can do some pretty badass shit, but, like, no. My power, not yours. Shoot.
He just like, huh, how awesome could Kanchana be in parkour?
I'm guessing you have an interest in free running and such.
Yeah.
Listen, Fern. I'm not going to try and placate you or baby you in regards to the mess that is this family at times. That includes myself in that as well. And I don't know entirely what it is that... What Althea's reasoning was for wanting to bring you into the part of the family officially, or how much she wanted you to know about all of this, but we're here, and kind of the state of things are that you were probably going to find out about some element of this anyways. If not publicly, then me just telling you, because I don't know you at all, and for most folks, that's probably enough reason to be like, get the fuck out of here. That's not how I want to approach things, and that's not how I approach family. If Althea had some faith in you and thought that you were worth bringing into her family, into her trust, then that's good enough for me. And if you want to have any connections with us, that's perfectly fine. If you want us to stay the hell away from you, that's perfectly fine as well. I can't vouch for anyone else and how they will feel towards you, but I will at least tell you that if you would like to chat, if you would like to use the Hollow more, and if you feel that there are people who you can trust with secrets and such to know about such a place, with the understanding that it is very private to us and this family, then I will trust your judgment until given reason otherwise.
I think it's at that point you hear shouting from outside.
Fern looks outside because last he knew Rhiannon was out there.
From sort of like, I assume like the doors are open. As like, because there's still a good bit of space like between like
there's a
being out in
porch.
the rain.
There's a porch.
Yeah,
A covered porch.
All good manners have porches.
Yeah.
All good manners have porches. I hate me.
You've done this, Caleb. You've done this.
You
to
full
us.
out see Rhiannon shouting at Kate. And then walk back through the rain into the doors, and it looks like they're about to cry.
Oh.
Also see this.
I think she turns to Fern. Like I said, a mess. But if you still want to be involved with us after find out whatever just happened, because I will have to see to some aspect of this myself. I think she probably gives Fern a card, which is like she does keep cards for like her working at the shelter and
The
such.
eldest and the youngest, like, we're gonna have to deal with this, huh?
Oh shit!
Yeah, no.
Oh.
Yeah, no, we are going to have to do... Actually, that I would love if that ended up being our role in all of this. It's just...
We are going to have to deal with it.
We are doing this. But no, she, in all seriousness, she gives you a card and she says... she offers a hug if you would like one, but if not, handshake, or if just wants distance. She seems very intentional with... No matter what is happening in the physical space around her, she wants to give you the space to move in or stay away if you'd like.
Fern takes the card and pockets it with the other card that he got that day.
You just went to a con, basically.
Apparently,
much.
funerals are cons.
Don't you know that funerals are networking opportunities?
I know, right? Damn. Hey, yeah, we all knew this dead person. Here's my contact info.
You ever need a television to deal with the grief?
Do you need new television? Here, call me.
Do you need a new mattress?
You need a DJ to help you dance while crying out on the dance floor.
Shit.
Everyone dance with the devil in the pale moonlight? Here's my card. Buster Keaton's the name. Dancing with the devil's my game.
God
This is
damn it.
becoming a Faustian bargain. Like, that's what this is. This is Faustian. We've reached Faust.
Angela's just dying over there.
And also, if it was Buster Keaton, he wouldn't say anything. He would just gesture wildly as a train slowly came towards him.
There is a train here, people. There is a train, and there are tracks, and we are getting back onto it. God damn it!
Oh wow, this is such a great visual bit for an audiobook. Anyway,
I can be vivid while I'm gesticulating wildly. Listeners, if this part is kept in our recording, I would like you to know I am gesticulating wildly while indicating a train should be corrected back on
listeners,
tracks.
if you get the gesturing wildly, call in. But Minerva
As far as you're our
hands
editor,
Fern.
so you can make this bit work to your benefit.
So Minerva's card is now in your possession, Fern.
And then Fern being the awkward person is still getting used to interacting with people. I guess we'll just go for the handshake.
Do you go for the handshake or the hug? A hug was offered to you.
A hug was offered.
Mm-hmm. And by all accounts, this is your older sister.
In a sense, yeah. I awkward hug.
Awkward hug.
It's like hugs being offered is like, oh, okay. But yeah.
Does not linger on said hug, given how uncomfortable probably both of us are
Yeah.
experiencing it. But it's just like the gesture is still more important.
Yeah.
After this awkward hug, what does Fern do?
Like, as much as he feels like he is the outsider of the family, it is like it's a family that he's part of, and or a family that he just essentially recently found out that he is a part of, and like with Rhiannon, doesn't want to lose people that he could use in his life. At least Minerva's being civil, and he feels like he could at least have civil conversations and whatnot, and not feel as much of an outsider.
Mm-hmm.
The others are still kind of like, eh. And I mean, I'm not gonna.
One might be worse than that.
The others are at least not. Yeah, I don't want anything to do with you ever again. It's just like
it's still tentative and new.
Yeah, it's still tentative and new. At least Minerva's extended that olive branch, and things are a bit more than just eh. But yeah, definitely. Yeah. But yeah. Rhiannon coming in.
Rhiannon is standing by the doorway. It is clear that they have been rained on, and they look like they are about to cry. But that sort of crying where they're just... I don't think you've ever seen Rhiannon pissed.
Yeah, no. No,
No, not
he's
even
also,
pissed. That's not the right word. Furious.
yeah, he's also never really heard Rhiannon,
Shout.
yeah, shout and yell like that. Is like, so he's that plus still like new to like relationships question mark and
Mm-hmm.
stuff. It's like, so that in itself makes it's like, what do with the other, it's like, what do but he definitely goes over to Rhiannon and it's like, are you okay?
I would like to go, please.
Okay, yeah, we can, yeah, definitely. um
I
yeah.
hope the rest of your siblings aren't like Kate.
uh Minerva's pretty chill.
Like, as you're walking, Fern, you notice that it is raining, and Rhiannon's car is started. And Kate, are you still standing in the rain?
Uh, probably.
So you see Kate standing in the rain close to Rhiannon's car.
Oh, I would have moved away a little bit. Not that out of it.
A smooth 5 steps away from Rhiannon's
Yeah.
car.
I used disengage, and I.
Oh,
No, wrong game system. No.
Right game system, disengage.
She's probably just like, oh, they're coming back, and like turns around and like, just, uh. she knows
Just like,
she knows she
I'm not
fucked up, but
here.
is like,
It's like, I'm not here.
yep. But she also missed her chance to get into the house, so she doesn't know what to do. She hasn't been in a position like this in years.
The doors are open. You can walk back into the manor.
But I'd have to walk past Rhiannon and Fern, right?
Who are walking towards the car right now.
Yeah.
Fern, when you see Kate after Rhiannon said, I hope your siblings aren't like Kate, what do you do? Rather, do you do anything?
As Angela put it, like battleships in the night. um Fern would definitely put himself on Rhiannon's side to act as a buffer between the two of them.
Okay.
So like, as they pass, it's like he's between the two of them, so they're not right next to each other,
Mm-hmm.
or like they're further away from each other.
I will then say you two get into the car and start to drive off.
And then like once we get in the car, Fern will give Rhiannon kind of directions on how to get to the hollow.
Okay.
Like, yeah, basically just saying that he's got a place to stay, and then your directions for, yeah.
Rhiannon is quiet.
Yeah. Which makes it awkward and yeah.
I think it's a few moments, like once you pull away from the manor and like get onto the road, that Rhiannon says, "Did you know that Kate can read minds?"
What?
She asked me about my family history. I didn't say shit about my family history. Apparently, it was to get a gauge on you, but I think she was lying to me.
Huh.
So, I can't... I can't control how you feel about her because in a way that is still your sister, but I don't trust her. And if she's doing this to people she barely knows, I don't know.
I don't know how much interaction I'll have with her, but I'll keep my guard up whenever.
Just be careful, okay?
Yeah, I will. I will.
Kanchana. In the middle of all of this, your father walks up to you. You're drunk, drinking coffee.
Mm.
How's your
Coffee's
head?
good. I'm gonna like look up at him and be like, yeah, the coffee makes it better. Caffeine helps with migraines, you know. I read it in migraine medication once.
Will you be returning home tonight?
Why wouldn't I be?
Do you need a ride?
It might be better if I take one right now. Actually, wait. Has Kanchana heard about the whole flaming wings thing?
Oh, everyone's talking about it. Everyone's
Okay,
like
yeah.
in hush whispers about it. Yeah.
Yeah. Kanchana will be like, it might be better if I take one home right now.
Okay. I'm leaving now. But if you don't want to leave with me, I can gladly call an Uber or something.
I can call myself an Uber. I am an adult.
Yes. Yes, you are.
Yeah. All I think I want to talk to the others maybe a little bit.
Okay.
It's been a while.
Be careful coming home.
I will be. I will take a different way home than I got here.
You can tell that he wants to hug you, but he doesn't and starts to leave.
Mm-hmm.
You know damn well that he's feeling a lot about this.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So I will say that after your father leaves, you hear the shouting. You see Fern's friend, whoever they are. Because you don't know you haven't met Rhiannon yet.
No, I haven't.
Look like they are about to cry, and Fern leave with them.
Mm.
You also notice Minerva, and I would assume Kate walking back in.
I think Kanchana feeling, I think, a little bit better about themselves. They're definitely not in the greatest of states, but the coffee and the water and the coffee helps.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they're gonna like stand up and grab something to like some crackers, whatever, to munch on, and then walk over to her siblings? Question mark? At the end?
Mm-hmm.
With the coffee. And say, so, what was that all about?
The new boy's partner. I don't know. I was trying to be nice, and they just completely, rebuffed me. And also, you guys, I've explained the whole mind static thing to you, and I'm just walking past, and I got a little blip from the new boy, and he's taking them to the hollow, guys. We can't. Is that still the rule? No extras.
Kate,
Yes.
why were they yelling at you?
I caught some static.
Did you go
What does
poking
static
in the
mean?
static?
What did you hear?
So they were here to support Fern, because they had also lost a parent, and I was trying to, get to the point of oh, so sorry, thanks for being here because you know what it's like, and then that didn't come out that way.
Kate,
Yes, Minnie.
were you just passing by channels, or were you tuning in?
Yes, both.
I'm going to say, for the sake of this conversation, if it's okay with either of you, we've moved to maybe a separate room.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Figure we've...
Not just having this conversation out in the open.
I was going
if
to
possible.
say for this conversation, but please be aware of this in the future. You are talking about very confidential things.
Yeah.
That's why
I was gonna give you a freebie on this one.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's why I'm specifically saying it in my mind.
Thank you.
Because
Right.
Thank you.
I wanted to make that point clear before we carried on, because Minnie would be mindful of that. And also, I think, given the potential hangover she's assuming Kanchana will have later, she's just let's not give them any reason to have more of a painful time right now with all the noise of people hush hush and everything. And I'm certain to Kate, even, and probably to Kanchana too, maybe to a lesser degree, you can see that Minnie doesn't look... She definitely looks a bit stressed with the fact of people talking, because I assume I've made a bit of a stir, to put it mildly.
You are the hot ticket item of conversation.
But yeah, I think returning to that moment in that conversation in a separate room, Kate, did you peer deep into someone's mind?
Not deep. It's not.
Did you peer?
Yes.
Ignoring even the peering aspect. What did you do that made them yell at you?
I just tried to say, sorry that you've been through this, and
Okay, even if you know something, even in regular life, not from telepathy, it's not always... We don't always bring up other people's shit if we know it.
Does Kate, this is a question I actually do want to ask, for the sake of Kate and also to Alana directly. Do you think that Minnie and Kate have the kind of relationship where Kate would feel okay just knowing Minnie's passing thoughts? Do you feel like that's a state where they would still be in? Now? Or do you think they have it established that Kate doesn't do that for Minnie? There's a reason for this.
Yeah. So there's the idea of that Kate's boundaries aren't great, so that in general, if she's feeling connected with somebody, she is probably going to, it's like going through channels, right? She'll get glimpses. And I think with Minnie, even without the telepathy, she's very keyed in still to Minnie's emotional state, just because they had so much time together. And I don't know if you feel this as well, but we picked up pretty quickly.
Yeah, I just did not. I didn't want to assume that familiarity if that was not something you wanted from Kate and Minnie's relationship. But the reason I say that is that, so with that in mind, I think Minnie would say, Kate, there are some things not everyone wants to talk about in public. Not everyone wants to be open about why they treat others the way that they do. And I think you would see in Minnie's mind, Kate, a very vivid picture of like a 11-year-old version of her out in the streets, very cold in the middle, like deep winter, like looking for some spot to set up like housing, like near a trash can or somewhere where she might be okay. Like, there's a very like vivid, like lucid dreaming levels of flashback to that thought. He's like, Kate, we have access to things that require us to be careful.
Minnie, you don't need to lecture me about being careful. I know.
Do you?
Okay, you can just shut the fuck up. I didn't mean to start this with you. I wanted this to be a nice time, and I was trying to be nice to somebody, and then I get this from both of you on the...
I'm not saying you weren't trying to do that. That's not... if I'm not putting words in Kanchana's mouth either, I don't think that's what either of us are saying. We're just pointing out this is what happens sometimes.
You need to be careful.
Yeah.
Especially now with whatever the fuck you just did. So I love you, but...
No, I'm aware.
And
I didn't want to. Let me be very clear in saying this to both of you. I did not want to do that. I really would have preferred not to. And if I'm allowed one moment of selfishness between the two of you, if neither of you had decided to go forward with what you said, I wouldn't have felt it was necessary. But you know what? If we're going to stay in contact with each other, or we're going to have something here, whatever this is going to be, I don't get final say on it, but also neither do any of you. We don't get to immediately push out someone who Althea may have had some level of faith in or wanted to have involved. I don't think it's the best decision for him to necessarily know about the place, but he does. It is now every bit a part of what he has access to as it is ours. And whatever this is going to be, I think we should try and figure it out together as carefully as we can. But if both of you seriously feel like there are some things we need to get off our chests about all of this, then fine. Then let's do that.
Sorry,
I'm
Minnie.
not asking for him to be excluded from a group. I am saying that I don't know how much I want to trust him with my hoard of secrets and issues. Because I don't know how much I want to be forever in this, whatever the fuck it is.
And you know what? That's your choice. It's not one that makes me happy, remotely happy to imagine. I don't want to lose any of you. I don't. I don't want to feel like there was a chance for a home here you could have had. That, regardless if it's not the one you want to be at a lot, that at least you knew there was a home here. If you wanted
Except for
it.
the fact I have a home.
That's why I'm saying it doesn't have to be the only home you have. Nor does it even have to be your primary. All I'm asking is that you know that there's one here and you feel like you're actually wanted here. Because I want you here. I want you, and like she turns to Kate too, I want you here too. And I'm not saying I am the best person to manage all this. I don't think I should be, but here I am having to do this. What feels like again. I have my own problems and own shit that I need to sort out in regards to Althea too, and I'd rather have people who understand how frustrated I am with all of this. But considering you two are also some of the folks who I care about the most and who I don't want people giving shit for, just because they had reasonable human reactions to someone dying who had a very complicated relationship to us, then I will be the bad person in this and cause a scene, because that's a hell of a lot easier than the two of you having to deal with this crap. Especially you, and she turns to Kate.
Yeah, but you've also just revealed your powers to everyone. They're now going to look at us. And we can't risk
Like I
that,
said,
especially for Kate. It's gonna
Why,
look suspicious
especially
that
for
you
me?
left. Because it's suspicious that you left 6 years ago and had no response to anyone. I think somebody's going to look into that. It's odd.
You know that that wasn't my decision. You know that.
Yes, but it will look suspicious. Do you want people coming to your door with that?
I mean, nobody thought about me. You guys, nobody did. I was always in the back.
You really weren't. For a very long time there, you were definitely in the forefront.
same.
We were all there at different eras that weren't quite overlapping.
Look, I know we need to hash this out, and we need to get the new boy in on this too, but it's not...
Fern.
We need to fix whatever happened with his friend?
I don't know, but it doesn't make a difference. Because
It does.
do we want them to know everything right now? Because if we don't,
Maybe not,
we need to get them before they get to the Hollow.
I don't think he knows enough to risk our secrets in that much.
But we don't know that. I mean, I could know that, but apparently I'm not supposed to.
Kate?
Yes.
We've met him before. He didn't even know that Noctua was there. He doesn't know shit. He saw me climbing on the bush and asked me, "Where did you come from?" Like, he wouldn't
He's
know where
aware
I
you can
come
teleport
from.
now.
What?
I told him.
You did what?
Yeah.
Why?
Because he is actually far more insightful than any of you are
But
given credit for.
But that is my secret. That's not yours.
He already knew. He was already from
asked.
one of us being weird.
He asked. He didn't know how I got there, and I wasn't gonna fucking tell him. You could theorize, well, I don't care. Telling him outright is...
He's going to know at some point.
Just don't tell him the rest.
Well, he's family now, so he gets to learn the rest. Isn't that right, Minnie?
He gets to know what he would have learned anyway coming in.
How do we know he would have learned it anyway? Althea clearly didn't tell him everything, and how long had they...
Because she's dead.
But she wasn't telling him everything as it was.
How many things have you left unsaid because someone passed away? I've had to see a lot of other people pass away in my work, people who I cared about, people who I wanted to help, who just ended up in situations where they ended up freezing outside somewhere, and a lot of things got left unsaid.
That's also
None of
assuming a
us-
lot. That's assuming a
Of
lot.
course. No, of course
We
it
both know
is.
my
But
mom
it's
died,
also
and I
assuming a lot
immediately
for...
went looking for answers. So I think you're not asking the right person there. Lots of things didn't go unsaid with her death.
Fair.
And more than that, he's the only one of us that's official.
That's a you guys problem. That's not a me problem.
Well, lucky for you then. But she would have never have told Fern about me. We all know that. I think somewhere deep down we all know that.
I don't.
I don't know what their relationship was like, but I'm willing to bet she wouldn't have, maybe. I'll say. She clearly wasn't telling him. She clearly wasn't willing to tell him so much. I mean, how long had they been together? How long had she been taking care of him? Long enough for her to send him off to college. And he doesn't know almost anything. She sent him off to college. That's at least, 6 months of preparation, and then the rest of the year to spend before you go off to college, and then he's already been in college, and he's been adopted. That's a long process, and she didn't tell him anything. Clearly, she didn't maybe want to tell him.
I will apologize directly for telling Fern about your abilities, Kanchana. Solely because I assumed, if perhaps poorly, that he was already putting two and two together given my public display, because I just wanted to leave it, let other folks know where I stood with things.
Maybe if I understand, but even if he was putting two and two together, not giving him
confirm it.
The confirmation.
Yeah, no, that's fair. And I'm Minnie stands to her full height, and she takes a deep sigh. I think there's been probably a palpable level of tension reading in the room with everything going on. She's like, look, we have, I feel like it's fair to say, all three of us at least, stuff to work out about Althea, about how we feel towards Fern, and hell each other. Okay?
Okay.
That, Kanchana, if you just wanna leave all of this after some point and just not interact with whatever this was to you, whether you consider it family or not, it will hurt me to no end, but I will understand. Okay? I just want to state that outright. Kate, I missed you a lot. I still miss you. I'm sorry I didn't do enough to make it clear, with whatever mess of my own life I was trying to sort out the years since we've talked, that if not everyone, then at least I did not love you enough, that I didn't show it enough.
Minnie, you can't put that on yourself. It wasn't your fault.
And I know not all of it was. Whatever part I played in it, I'm sorry, okay? And I want you to know that I want you to be here. But I also want you to know that that's not because you need to be here out of obligation. I don't want any of you to have to feel like you have to be here out of obligation. I'm doing this out of obligation, and wherever I stand, because I think that that's what I feel like I owe Althea. That's how I feel, and I can't act outside of how I feel. The only thing I can do in regards to those feelings is adapt and be better about how they affect other people and change my behavior to better respect that. That includes boundaries, which she gives a very knowing look to Kate, not judgmental, just a look of like boundaries, and also knowing not burning a bridge down immediately as much as we want to, which she
Quite
only
literally. Please don't go burn a literal bridge. That'd be really bad at this point. I don't think we have the money to pay for that.
I don't either. I don't make that much as a youth counselor.
I'm a grad student. I don't have any money.
I feel like that actually, you saying that, Kanchana saying that, like, it gives her the first laugh she's had throughout this entire event. Like when someone says like the weirdest joke or comment and it just relieves the steam valve of pressure.
Just thinking of the fact that like you summon literal fire. Like, don't burn down any literal bridges. That'd be really bad.
I'm trying. It's been really hard.
They replace a lot of the bridges with wooden ones. That's a bad architectural design.
No, it's just and I think
this house is
I don't
made
know
of
if
wood,
it's
right?
I don't think we want to find out. I think for an actual moment she just kind of like I think she's given some distance as we've all been talking, but she moves closer to both of you, and it's probably the first time in ages Minnie probably looks like her hands are like visibly shaking that it hasn't come up in years for anyone knowing that that's happened. Like, she has shakes from a lot of the chronic illness she deals with, but they normally don't show up that often. And she's like, it looks like she's like shivering. Like, that's often how it comes up for her.
Kate would just reach out and take her hands, just out of reflex, and just very like slowly rub her thumbs on the back of Minnie's hands.
I'm okay. Coffee doesn't really work on me.
It's warm though.
I am my own heat source. Her hands are very vividly cold, viscerally cold, I must say. Let's go check in on Fern, okay?
I can get there
Let's
first.
have a discussion as a family. Whatever that's gonna mean.
Do you want me to go ahead to check up on them since you've already popped that balloon?
It's your call.
Could be fun.
I can't bring you guys with me. I'm a solo act?
A solo jumper.
Solo jumper. Sorry, still haven't figured that out. Maybe one day.
Just give him a good scare.
I mean,
she has that look of like,
I do come
like
out
whenever
of
a kid's like, we could burn down his house, and the mom has to go like, no, sweetie, you can't burn down his house. It's like one of those kinds of looks in response to Kate, but it's not judgmental. It's very much like, no, we are not scaring the new boy.
I won't try to. It's just when, I come out of shadows, it does tend to be very scary to most people. It's not something I have control over.
I have a car. Remarkably, we have cars here.
Yes, but teleporting's faster.
If you want to teleport and check in on Fern, go right ahead. I'm not going to force you to.
Teleport.
Is Kate actually saying that?
Oh, yeah.
One little shit stir, the other one being like, let's have it be a family. Teleport is on the other shoulder.
Kanchana,
Yeah?
if you decide to teleport, I would like you to roll 2d6 for me.
I think Kanchana's gonna chug back that coffee and teleport. Yeah. Fuck it. We're gonna teleport.
Hell yeah.
I want to roll 2d6 because I have bad.
I will say
something.
that you want a high number on this.
That's fine. I have a feeling this house is fucking cursed. It's gonna be great. I rolled a 3. Come at me. Let's go.
So, how do you describe your teleportation? What does it look like?
It very much, like, all of Kanchana's powers are very much these shadow-based things. So I think when Kanchana teleports, it almost looks like she is folding into herself as shadow slowly takes over where they were, and then they disappear, and kind of just left behind is what seems like almost this dark shadow mist or whatever. But it's like not like, you know it if you're looking for it. It's not enough to normally notice. It's a pretty quick process, all in all, because they're fairly quick at it. They figured out how to like not do this slowly, and it would be really inconvenient to do this slowly.
Beautiful. On the next episode of Heroes of New Halcyon, a City of Mist game.
Hey, you were there for me. I'm here for you.
Get in, losers. We're unpacking family trauma.
You wanted a demonstration, and that's as honest a demonstration as I can give you. Is what I can do.
For what it's worth, Rhiannon, I don't think you will be the first one to be addressing that.
Then I'd hope I'd be the last. Thank you for listening to Heroes of New Halcyon, a City of Mist game. This episode was recorded in Riverside.fm and edited in Audacity, with music and sound effects from Epidemic Sound. This podcast is produced, edited, and GM'd by Caleb Wade. Our performers are The Real Ash Gamer, Angela Motovejo, Theta Chun, and Alana Wolfgang Duran. Links to where you can find everyone will be in the description below. Thank you for listening, and keep your head on a swivel for the next episode.